Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a tier list explaining the tiers. Tier 1 is basically just the best decks in the game. Tier 2 are just decks that are just utter good decks. They have good matchups into utter good decks here, or better matchups into these. And then Tier 3 are decks that have good matchups, but play primarily for the good matchups into these, but are still lackluster. And then this is just the joke tier of the tier list. To start off with, we have mono green mid range. Basically what this deck does is you just play big frets, and all your frets are just insane, and they trade like 2 for 1. Like, you can play this will usually trade like 2 or 3 for 1 for free green. This is just a great burn piece for closing out the game. They can generate card advantage with stuff like Outskirts Scout and this guy, and they also have draw 2. This card's actually just good. I don't know why people don't run it. They have good AoE to deal with other things. They have great late game threats like the Spoiler, and then they have great early game with Specimen Migration being a stupid busted card. So for the next deck we have Overseers, which are right here. There we go. Overseers are basically, they just do what mono green does, but like even more focused. They just they play like Stereo and Wizard on 1, and they have like they're just super into like late game. Like, they always make incredibly like overstated cards like by like the mid game that most decks just can't feasibly deal with. They also have a draw 2 because, yeah, just fuck you. They have a draw 2 that also buffs them on board. This card is more hand buffs, gives them life, and is a great defensive tool, and this card's even more hand buffs. And then, of course, they're still green, so they can play stuff like Length, and they have access to removal and wipes, and then this card is just a +10 when you play it. And then even if you don't have like some of these in the hand, Steed can help carry over HP buffs and easily like shift from other cards in hand. So next on the list is Mono Yellow Midrange, which is a much more interesting deck in my opinion than the last two. Unfortunately I have like a bunch of alt arts here, and I'm not changing because I'm too lazy. This deck basically want to do is you just want to play Wanted ADED, and this card is insane. It generates so much card advantage. Like, you can just gain so much card advantage. You can tutor it out with Raybjorn, because Raybjorn is a stupid fuck, and he prints cards that are broken in every deck except his. You just have good ways to deal board with stuff like Enforcers, One Des, and Crazy Claws. You have big card advantage pieces for Mail Truck. Pilot Luke is basically just mono yellow red rune and is really good in that regard. And like, yeah, they just have so much card advantage, and they just kind of beat you out with their infinite card advantage. Like, they do pretty bad in the green because green is just able to like easily outvalue them. But like into other decks that have like early games, they can actually fight back better than green can. So they're better into different decks. It's still a very strong deck, of course. And the last one we have here is just generic mono blue. Just generic mono blue, they just like super tempo control early. Like, you just want to like mess up their game plan as much as possible, and then play your efficient threat of Star Sleuth, and then you just want to like lock them and like mess up their board like Alex Neutron. You can lock down Xenotread. Tide Mage, I hate this card. Olaf is very good tempo-wise. This can just be extremely annoying against certain decks. And yeah, they just play efficient threats, they have Boba to wipe, they play their efficient threats, they control what your opponent does, and they have a bunch of card advantage, of course, because they're blue. And that wraps up Tier 1, so next we're going to go into Tier 2. So the first deck in Tier 2 is Blue-Yellow, generic Blue-Yellow, which looks like an absolute schizo pile. Basically what they do is they have just pretty nice like early game, where they can like not do too much in hand. Like, they can play this, which is a nice way to block out the board. And then they can like play a Lostermeyer, which will give them a nice big card. They can also play this. And the reason why the deck has so many 1-ups is because of Council Engine, where you can just grab any of your 1-ups. Like, let's say you need to wipe the board, you can grab Boba. You want to like let's say, what else we got? You want to shuffle in some cards, you can do it with this. You want an Insider Crook for a turn, you can also do it with this. You want a Your Name, you can also just grab Your Name. There's just so much stuff you can grab. Like, it's just an insanely abusable card. And of course you have your great top ends like Faith and Integrity. You have Darius, you have Relson, and then you have Salty Nope. because nepotism is a very cool thing. And then next up on the list we have generic Babylons. Basically what you want to do is you just want to abuse Senator Lucky Tucks so you can easily get a bunch of easy triggers. Like you can do something like you can go like Senator Lucky Tucks, Babylon Destroyer, and then you can have a 150 200, you can have this, and then you could potentially like hit another thing. You have card advantage with Junior Permit because just fuck me. Green just gets card advantage. You can go this for more card advantage, and then of course you just have a bunch of your like really good. Like this is great. This is a great way to deal with your opponent's fighters. This is just another more card advantage piece. Like the deck's just really good at having a bunch of card advantage engines. That's basically what the main point of this deck is. But it doesn't get enough value out of its cards, which is why it's tier 2 and not tier 1 like the other green decks. Like they still get good value out of the cards, but like they're not dropping like 2,300, 2,300, 1,000 attack fighters on like turn 6, like what Brasiers can do. So next on the list is red zero expectation aggro. Well, like generally it's just any zero expectation deck. I have a more mid-range variant where like you're gonna play like Super Nessie or Infernal Acolyte, and then you're gonna play like a Laser Scythe, you're gonna play a Pixel Pistol, or you're gonna play like a U4 Vengeance to like power, and you have a nice early game threat. And then you just proc, and then you have Neltas, of course, because we're playing red. You have like you just have your normal red stuff, and then like late game you just have massive obese zero expectations, and you have a bunch of where are they? Yeah, the Stress City folks, because this procs off zero expectation. It is a free proc while they're on the board, and they'll keep coming back because zero expectation is pretty much always going to be a Gigant. So you just keep playing big threats. Like you can just keep getting these back over and over. Keep getting these back over and over and over again off the zero expectations, and then this is just a big threat your opponent has to deal with that costs 6 red. And you have Neltas if that fails. And then the Beast is also just another great target for your like buff cards like your Laser Scythes. So next we have Doges. So the next two decks, which are Doges in Crowd's favor, are pretty similar. They're just like different. They're like just different. Like obviously Doges, they're just the simple. You just want to go wide early, get Crowd's favor, and you want to play like your Troll Tides, and you just want to play your buff cards pretty much. I have 2 Mail Trucks for like really late game. Like the main advantage Doges have over normal Crowd's favor is that they are way more resilient to being wiped. Like they have, like, where is it? Where is it? No, it's not. No, we'll pull up. Yeah, this one. This card. No, it's not this card. This card. There we go. This card lets them like easily rebuild a board after they get wiped. So you've got tons of draw. You got your Gertz. You got your Consults. You got Mail Truck. You just got a bunch of draw. Like, you don't really need any other buff cards because like the buff cards and Troll and the Doge group are gonna do the work. And of course the opposite of the spectrum, we have Monular Crowd's favor. Basically what this deck is just Doge run turbo Crowd's favor as soon as possible. Except except you're like much more aggressive, like you have Agent Blox, which realistically I should probably put in the Doge deck, because this card's just insane. Like 200 AoE health gain for 1 yellow in an aggro deck on top of the 600 is an insane effect. And it's so easy to turn to this. And then of course you have your normal card advantage, you got the Gertz, Moon Swing is nice for more buffs, Hollow's Tails, Draws 4 of course, and then you have Brawl Gamer and Sword of whatever this word is. You can easily proc this effect like 5 times off Brawl Gamer. Brawl Gamer is so great in this deck, it's actually crazy. I'm like, just proc this 5 times. You can just proc this so many times in turn so easily, it's incredible. So the next deck we have here is Red Blue Blessings. I am sick while recording this, so sorry if I sound sick, I guess. Yeah, basically here you just want to do the normal red blessing stuff. You want to get to free blessings as soon as possible so you can start proccing your... You want to get the free blessings so you can proc your Peregrine Visionaries, your Blood Moon Seekers, the Enraged Mobs, and then like you also want to ramp up to a big Essence Brewer towards the end. Highly Haven lets you do that, and Arc Trooper gives you a removal gives you some removal and card advantage, and also lets you hate on the cards your opponent has. It's just a very nice deck. In Dead of Night lets you clear board. They have early interaction. They have what used to be Zephu. They have this card. I thought he had an AK, but I guess I was wrong. And yeah, you just want to like get to free blessings as soon as possible, and you just want to like try and just play super efficient cards from there, and then just win off that. The main struggle of this deck is getting the free blessings and stabilizing at the same time, but if you can do that, you usually are able to win pretty easily. Next deck we have here is no base plate blue-red. Another aggro deck, pretty simple here. You also want to go Giga all in for Crab's Favor, because you can easily like gain card advantage off the Boba. Freezer Flames lets you AoE power gain, and a Merriment is what allows this deck to beat aggro in the mirror. It's a very good, strong card. If anything lives, you can just lock it and you can wipe your opponent's board theoretically. This deck's really easy to crowd favorite. It has Halo Master, which is great because it lets you, of course, just prevent your opponent from doing stuff on their board. This card is really efficient for the cost. And like, yeah, it's just, and yeah, you just basically just want to go super wide and then play a Freezer Flames or just trade and like, you do Committee Crony to keep getting your Bobas back or your Bobby Says Hi back. And you just want to just do that until you win, and just try and kill your opponent. Black Site. You want to, of course, you want to play your starters. And you want to get your like tear cards out as soon as possible. These let you draw them really easily. Some of them have much easier trigger conditions. Like obviously, Solus is super easy to hit. Like you can go like something like Black's Expendable on 1, base play something, and then on 2 you can just easily hit Sebastian. And he's really nicely statted. And then of course you have Staff of the Woodlands, which synergizes amazingly with this deck because all your fighters end up being terrains in the first place. So you can just keep getting these back really easily. Spatial, of course, just a draw engine. Like the stars are both great because they draw you cards and they give you super nice benefits for it. And of course Painter is just a threat that just keeps coming back. It's just really nice. Okay, so next up is blue-green ramp. Quite simply, it's just as any ramp deck at this point. You want to ramp, you want to like play your, where is it? Yeah, you want to like play your wielders. You just want to like put cards in base play, keep ramping, as like any ramp deck wants to. And then you want to cast your threats like Grimclaw. You want to like Shirozaru, and like just all of the big threats. And you have nice early control crews like Glacium and Below Natural. And this card is just super annoying. It lets you give big fuck to your opponent. This is a great draw. And then of course they have like good mid-game threats like Infector. Next up, red, green, yellow, well, red, green, yellow, Rage. Because there are no red cards in this deck. You have Oddsmaker, you have the Valk, and you have the Coppers, which will gen you a red, so you play the Patron, which will then let you search for your other Rage boards. And of course, it's just act as a normal Rage deck. You want to be proccing Rage as soon as possible. This gives you a big payoff for all the Rage. And like, yeah, you just want to keep proccing Rage. You want to keep just like getting value. Fluffle is a stupid card. It can let you just wipe your opponent's board while doing all of this. This card, of course, is great because it means that you can just go even on card advantage every single turn if you're trying to proc Rage. This card gives you 4, which is great. I'm like, yeah, it's just normal Rage board stuff. Next up, red, blue, green ramp. And I did not organize this well. So here, basically, simply enough, you just wanna play your cards like you wanna play your Spyros. You wanna just ramp up as fast as possible to be able to play big threats like Lid. You wanna play Beastbreaker. You just want to play as many big threats as possible. Like, of course, you have the typical tricolor stuff. Like, you have this to help control more. You have this, just gives you more threats. So this helps with your color fixing if you need it. And of course, you have just your early stuff, like this ramps. This is just good. Yeah, just like all the earlies. Just all the early, like, decent early game cards. So next up, as the final card, as the final deck in tier 3, we have a World of Wood. Basically, you just want to cast your World of Wood starters, and then off that cast terrains, and like all the World of Wood starters, of course, are great. Like This card lets you control the board really nicely. This card draws. Like, the starters are what hard carries the deck. They're so good. I mean, this day I have a draw 3 of this now. I can easily play, like, big, nice threats. Coffer helps you control the board. Of course, they have this card, just a really nice cheap weaker, and then you can just control the board and draw a bunch of cards to help win the game. And that's all for Tier 2, so next we go on to Tier 3. So the first deck in Tier 3... Oh wait, I don't have them in the deck saver anymore. I need to go grab them from my storage. So the first deck in Tier 3, one of these is the correct one. I think it's this one. This is oops, ignore that. Oh, right here. Okay, so the video quality is falling apart. So you have this missing 5 cards block. Okay, pretend I have the losers. They're random green yellow losers. They don't matter. So pretty much, it's just any ramp deck at this point. You want to like play like stuff like your gladiators, so you can ramp up to your big threats. This list is terrible. I just need an example list. But yeah, you want to play gladiators so you ramp up to big threats, and like your Guardias to help you ramp up gladiators. Like it's just normal ramp stuff. Like generally the ramp curves, you just go into Guardia and then you go into Gladiator and you try and cast bigger and bigger threats. That's pretty much just how it goes. So next up, we have a red mid-range. I just have that deck sitting here, thankfully. Basically, you're just playing a massive greed pile. You just want to play like Infernal Acolyte, a Pixel Pistol, just any efficient 4-drop, and you just want to keep playing efficient cards every single turn to out your opponent. Melta, you can just keep hitting it off out of retirement, which is very nice. He is still hittable off of out of retirement. It costs exactly enough to still be hit off of it, thankfully. That interaction is completely dead. You don't need this. This is like a really old tech piece. I just have an up-in deck. You can probably put in like a different, bigger threat. You can put in the new Purifier if you want to. And like you just play big greedy threats. Like it's an incredibly greedy deck, but like it just can't like out-greed like green or overseers. It's kind of bad in that regard. I want to delete this though, so where's that? Where's the other one? This should be here. Yeah, here it is. And next up we have Smiley Aggro, which is this, I think. No, it's not this one. It's this one. There we go. So here it's just normal regular aggro. You want to play like the Laughing Stocks and the Mickey Mac. Just put a bunch of small fighters onto the board, draw cards, interact heavily with like Cackling, Hellbiker, Hazing, lets you kill something, then play more things. And like yeah, you just want to interact, and like eventually you want to play these and these to help close up the games through board of fighters. Although it's just kind of like too slow to deal with certain decks, or just doesn't have enough value to. Like they're definitely like it's definitely good, but like it's just outclassed by something like Yellow Crowd's favor in this like. Next up we have Red Green Yellow Petting Zoo, which is it's zoo. It depends what you call it. Pretty much it's just red, green, yellow. Like you want to play your like nice. You want to play your like just low mid-range-ish threats. You want to like buff them with stuff like where is it? Yeah, this card, Ordinary Workers. You want to hand buff your cards. And you just want to play like a bunch of threats and then like just bigger threats. You just want to try and outvalue your opponent, pretty much. But like it's not the best at that, but it is still pretty nice at being able to like value your opponent and like just be kind of zooey. And the last one is Neos, which is basically a fake deck. Where's my Neo list? There it is. No wrong thing. I'm still missing half the cards. It doesn't matter. They're not a good deck. It doesn't matter like what list I pull up. Like you just aren't. You're just so slow. Like anything is easy to interact. Like maybe it's good in like Overseers if they're not fast enough, which is probably the only match that this deck can win is beating Overseers because they might not be able to keep deal with them fast enough. And like that's about it. It's just not very good. And ooh yeah, the last one we have Gyro. Yeah, the best deck in the game. Gyro. still missing 3 cards from this. I mean, it's basically like a joke. You just play like your low curve fighters, and you just kind of wanna, like, you just wanna play cards. You wanna play Jacksburg against the Buffalo, and Terror against the Buffalo. And like, this is so fucking shit, Raver. What did you give me? What the fuck are we doing, Raver? So yeah, that's all. Actually, I lied. There's one deck that I find kind of funny that I need to plug. See, 2 decks I want to plug. That's the first one is Red-Green Ramp, where you basically just do the normal red-green ramp curve. You like play an Acolyte or Brewer on 1, and then you play like a turn 2 drop, like you play this, which is really nicely statted. You play a, oh yeah, Radical, turn on. You play a Guardia, and then you want to go into like a Wielder, and you want to play your super efficient threats. Like you want to play this, you want to play this if you get enough. You want to play this. And United Front is nice because it lets you get value out of your, and your like Chaotic Commandos and stuff in the grave. That's just really nice. And Profane Bargaining is really good for like hitting big, like pop-off turns early if you are able to ramp into it. But of course, what makes this deck, they also have a Pastry building, so you just have a bunch of more options to ramp with, which is really nice. And they have this, which you can also ramp with, and also get a fighter off of it. And the last plug deck, we have this one. Basically, what you want to do is you want to get Crowd's Favor super early, and then you want to drop your entire deck while stalling. And the combo to go off is you want to discard Telemon, which is like sick ass altar. You have to use this one if you play the deck. You want to discard this. You want to play an Enzymic Citizen to put it back in the deck with no cards in deck. And then you want to play Gears Connected, two, which will be guaranteed to hit the Telemon, because this will blow up when it tries to go back to the deck, but it'll still register that there are 2 fighters. So it'll pull the token and it'll pull the Telemon from the deck. It's guaranteed. Again, you just want to like get Crowd's Favor, you want to play these, you want to stall, you want to draw through your entire deck, you want to play Telemon as soon as possible. And I think that is everything for the video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.